Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to Subramani. I don't know whether I'll say this permanently, but it is a new fad that I have found, so sometime you'll have to bear with me. Somebody asked me, when will I get a feeling of being rich? And he's not a very young guy, he's about 45 years of age. And I remembered that I had written about why you will never feel rich if you have the following problems. First is you're inundated in debt. When you have too much of debt, you know somewhere that you have to repay all the debt and it has to come out of your current income. So you're hoping that when your current income goes up, the debt will go down because you're starting to repay. But unfortunately, debt is very addicting. It is like lust. You can't just hide it. You say, oh, I've used this phone for 3 years, now I need a new phone, I need this new watch, or something like that, or my watch needs an upgrade, my phone needs an upgrade. How much is the watch? It is about 35,000. How much is the phone? It is about 1,70,000 or 1,55,000, whatever, which top grade, which phone that you wish to buy. So then that's a 3-year cycle. Your car is a 7-year cycle. Your house could be a 20-year cycle. So whatever, if you're into those cycles for debt, and if you're even worse, if you're into cycle for debt for everything because you don't have any emergency or fund or anything like that, so you live credit card to credit card, you rotate the money and you take all kinds of things, you cannot feel rich because you know that you owe the world a lot of money, and they will start sending people to your house, and your wife will know, and many of the men hide it from their wives, and many of the wives hide it from the husband. So these are all the constant fears of getting caught. So yes, you have no chance of feeling very rich. The second thing is when you and your spouse, let us say I'm addressing the man, so the man and his wife have zero control over their spending. So whenever you want something, you just go swipe your card, and if you pay 42% annual interest, doesn't matter, you just keep buying things. This way you may never get out of debt, but definitely you will never get a feeling of being rich. You will always be constantly afraid that in case there is an emergency, say a car breaks down and it costs 30,000 rupees, or there's a family emergency and you have to fly out to some place, both you and your wife have to fly out, and that ticket costs 30,000 rupees for return. Right? If these kind of expenses can derail your life completely, it means you will never feel rich. You never feel, oh, there's a credit card payment coming, but there's no problem, my account is going to get debited and I have enough money in the bank. That is a feeling of being rich. That can't happen when you are in debt. It's also, I mean, this is very scary. I know a very senior banker, about 50 years of age, and when his daughter said that she may have to study and the fees would be 50 lakhs, he was very clear that he did not have 50 lakhs. Now this is very scary because 50 lakhs is not a big amount for him. He earns about 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs a year. When you earn 20 lakhs and you can't spare 50 lakhs for your children's education or your child's education, it's very, very surprising and quite shocking for a middle class family with just one son. Right? So could he have been more frugal, more sensible? Well, he is a banker, so he should have been, right? So when your kid is in class 8 and tells you, look, I want to do engineering, or worse, I want to do medicine, you need to know that you need to have about 2 crores, 2.5 crores to do medicine in a private college, and that's where your kid is going to get admission. Then I have no clue from where you're going to fund it. If you have your own house, maybe somebody will give you a loan against that, but that's not a very sensible thing to do because the kid is going to take a long time to earn the money and repay it, right? And then into this, if you bring in retirement, you and your wife, and then you're laughing saying, sir, we can't live on a month-to-month basis, on a paycheck to paycheck, and if 1 month my paycheck is delayed for whatever reasons, there is panic because my 3-4 of my checks will bounce. Which are these 3-4? Oh, there's a car EMI, there's a house EMI, there's money which I send to my parents on a regular basis. So all these checks will bounce because on the salary is expected to come on the 31st of the month, and all these debits are to hit on the 2nd or 3rd of the month. So if there is a 4-day delay in salary, which is very common, not of course among the top companies, you don't expect a big bank or a Larsen and Toubro or somebody to delay salaries, but in the smaller companies this is quite this is not an uncommon phenomena, it's quite pretty common phenomena, and therefore you will end up spending more on check debit because of check bounce charges, whatever it's called, right? So those things will hurt you. So retirement to dur ki baat hai, I have not even thought, I mean, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, so if 1 month check is delayed, in such a situation, how is this person going to handle 30 years of no money or no payment? So which means you have to create a corpus from where you will draw. There is zero ability to even create the corpus at the age of 44, right? At the age of 44, this person is not too much bothered. In fact, his wife is a little elder, maybe she's 45. Between them, they have no money for retirement. They did not even have 35 lakhs or 40 lakhs, whatever that kid was to cost for, whatever was to cost for the kids' education. And then somebody else, I think, bailed them out. But that is when you are in such circumstances, how can you feel rich? So to feel rich, you have to get rid of all your debt. You have to ensure that there are different sources of income, so that if one source were to stop, you will not have to compromise on the quality of life that you lead. Making sure that the quality of life that you lead is something which can be funded by your passive income for the next 30-40 years, especially for 60 years of age. Knowing all this, creating the cushion, creating the insurances, medical insurance, term insurance, insurance of, ensuring that you have a good job because you have a good education. All these things ring fence your money so that your money is protected. Once you create that ring fence and you have created wealth in the sense that you have more than what you require for your retirement, then maybe you can get a feeling of being rich. You cannot get it when you are inundated in debt. Thank you.